Hey, I'm James, and I'm going to walk you through the three-step process to getting started with your MonsterMail account. It's very easy and fast to get started, and so we're going to go ahead and jump right in. First things first, this is actually a brand new account that I'm working with, so we need to create a campaign. So there's a couple different ways to do this. The first way, and the way that I'm going to show you, is to just come here to the drop-down. This is where all your campaigns will actually be listed. And if you don't have any, then we need to come to create a campaign. It's going to take you here, and so we're going to do James test, and then create new campaign. And then it's going to take you here. It's going to say that the campaign was successfully created. What would you like to do now? That takes us to the next step, which is to add contacts. There's several ways to do this, so let me go ahead and get back to the dashboard page to show you. We can come to the menu here and go to add contacts, or we can choose the big button here and add contacts that way. That's going to redirect you to the add contacts page, and you're going to see the brand new campaign that I just created and all others that I've created in the very first form field here, and then name and email address. So the types of people that you're going to want to add to this contact list are going to be people like your past customers, maybe email contacts. In Gmail, Yahoo, and Hotmail, they store all your contacts and people that you've emailed. So you can add those people. You can add friends, associates, colleagues, really anybody that you think is going to be a good fit to be added to your contact list. Now keep in mind that these contacts that you add aren't available right away to send a mailing to. They have to first be approved by our approval department, and then after that, it usually takes about 24 hours or less, and then you should be up and running, and you'll be able to start emailing these contacts. So add contacts is the first thing that we have to get accomplished. Now the second thing is we need to focus on how to grow our contact list, and that is by installing web forms on our web pages or our websites. Now there's two ways to get to that. Let's navigate back to the dashboard page, and the same thing. If you come to web form, we'll have the web forms list, and then you'll be able to create new, or the big red button here that says create web form. So let's go ahead and click on that. Now that's going to redirect you to the list of templates that you can select from. You can see all those here, and then once you've selected one, let's just choose that. We need to give it a name, so let's just go ahead and again call this James Test, and then a couple sub settings here before we click on the next step. And now that takes us to how you'd like to install it. So it's going to give you the HTML code. So if you would like your designer or developer to install it, or if you'd like to install it yourself, there are the options here, and then you'll actually be able to install this web form on your website. We would suggest that you install it on several pages on your website, and definitely put a strong call to action to encourage people to opt in to your mailing list so that you can continue to follow up with them and build your community or your following. Okay, so at this point we've talked about adding contacts, and we've talked about creating a web form to actually pull in and bring in more contacts to your list. What we need to cover next is actually sending a message. So let me navigate back to the dashboard page, and there's two ways to get to messaging. Messages, you'll see, is a menu option here, and it's called a newsletter. And so you can go to create newsletter, or manage newsletters is going to be after you've created several. You can go here, or you can click on the big green button. Let's go ahead and do that now. And then you'll see there's two different options that you have. Let's just click on the new email creator. This is the easiest way to accomplish this. We need to give this a name. This name is going to only appear for you. And so again, we'll go with James Test. And then the subject is actually what the people are going to be seeing that you're going to be emailing out to. And so the subject, we can just put something simple, like welcoming them to the mailing list. We can add symbols, or we can personalize this with what's called short codes to add in names, birth dates. You see all that here. And then the from address as well. You can add a new one or select from the current from addresses that you have. That's going to correlate with the email address that you actually use to sign up for your MonsterMail account. And then go to the next step. The next step is where we're going to actually select the template. So you can choose to start from scratch. You can import your own, use the plain text editor, use the HTML code editor, or just select a template. So let's say we wanted to use this template. It's going to now redirect us, and we're going to be able to edit the different areas in this. So let's just say company XYZ. And then if you wanted to change the heading here, you just click around and you can replace this text. If you wanted to add a hyperlink, you could simply hover over the text and click on hyperlink. And then we could just put one in here real quick, MonsterMail.com, and then insert, and now you have a hyperlink. You can also go into all these subsections, the sidebar, or if you just wanted a plain template, of course, I showed you that in the last step, you could go in and just create your own from scratch. If you wanted to add an attachment to this in your welcome email, if that's required, or if you wanted to do that, you could. You can also check your email for spam, and you can send a preview to any email that you want. When you're done, you just simply click on the next step where you choose the campaigns. And so I only have one campaign created, but I could have hundreds, and I would just select which campaign I want to send this out to. There's no active contacts in that campaign, so there's nobody to really send it to. And then if you wanted to exclude, this is just a short way, an easy, quick way to exclude different campaigns instead of coming up here and selecting them all. Alright, and so after you're done making final changes here, you click on next again, and then that's going to take you to a summary page. And so it's just going to again go over what exactly you're sending out. And so if you wanted to edit any of these sections, you would just simply click on edit, and it would take you back to that step in the setup process. Now if you were to click on schedule, it would allow you to set the date and time for when you actually want to send that message, and then you'd be able to send that out. If you wanted to send it right away, it would you would just go ahead and send it. So let's go ahead and do that now. There's no contacts, but let's click on send now. And then it'll take you to this page which says well done, your message has now been sent. And so from here you could choose to create another newsletter, view your messages, or go to manage your newsletters that you've sent out or messages that you've sent out. And that's it. So that is the simple three-step process that we have for you. Add contacts, create a web form, and start to integrate that with your website so that you can pull in more people to your contact list, and then of course sending out a message. Now I want to tell you that you're not at this alone, and so we have a full support team here ready to help you. Let me show you how to get to that. You just come over to my account and click on support, and that's going to take you here. So we have full phone number in case you want to call in to talk to one of our support team. You can go ahead and reach out with an email to us, or we have the full online help, which is filled with hundreds of articles, very detailed FAQ manuals, and then there's of course the community forum or knowledge base to where you can get additional help. On every single page on the site too, on MonsterMail, you'll notice that there's this little encouragement at the bottom if you need a hand, that we're here to help, and that takes you and redirects you over to the actual whole support site itself. So there's plenty of ways to get in touch with a customer happiness representative like myself that will be able to help you with any issues that you're having. So please don't hesitate to reach out if you're having issues with the MonsterMail platform. Thank you so much for watching this video, and we wish you all the best success with your email campaigns.